Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's full body at home Pilates workout. Today we're going to be working our abs, arms, glutes, and thighs without any equipment. All you'll need is a mat and yourselves, so let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start down on the mat, moving into our warm-up with our wrists below our shoulders and the knees below the hips. The spine is in neutral here, neck is in line with the spine. Now from here, we're going to take a really nice deep inhale as we round the spine, drawing the belly button up toward the ceiling and dropping the crown of the head, rounding through the spine. And then as we exhale, we're going to breathe the air out of the lungs, roll the shoulders down away from the ears and arch. Good. Inhale, pull belly in, round the spine, drop the crown of the head, and exhale, roll the shoulders down and back as we arch. Nice. Inhale, rounding and stretching through the spine. Exhale, extending that spine and looking up. Good. Inhale, moving at your own pace with the breath. And exhale. Let's take two more. Inhale, round, and exhale, arch. Nicely done. Bring your spine back into neutral. Let's walk our hands out ahead of us on the mat. Fingers are spread. We're going to curl our toes and then push the hips up toward the ceiling, coming into a lengthening downward dog. You can bend your knees as much as you need to really flatten out that upper back and get the hips up there. Let your head hang between your shoulders and just enjoy the stretch. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Lift those hips a little bit higher, lengthening through the spine for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Lower the knees down to the mat, tap them, and then shoot right back up. Tap them down to the mat and shoot back up, moving between the two positions. Good. Inhale to tap. Exhale to lift those hips. Let's do 5. Invite the heels down to the mat, stretching the calves. Last 3. And 2. Last 1. And lower the knees down to the floor. From here, we're going to move into some arm circles. So we're going to lengthen those fingertips up toward the ceiling and round the shoulders down and back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round those shoulders down and back. Really lengthening through the fingertips. We've got 3. And 2. Open up that chest. And last 1. Nicely done. We're now going to get into our upper body work. We're going to start off in a plank position. So come to the top of your mat. Wrists are below the shoulders, knees are below the hips. Now you have the option, if you have weak wrists or injured wrists or sore wrists, to come down onto your forearms like so, if that's more comfortable for you. I'm going to step my right leg back, step my left leg back, holding strong in plank. We're going to hold here for 5, for 4, power up through those arms, lift the abdominal wall for 2, and for 1. Tap the knees down to the mat, hold for a moment, and now we're going to lift back up for another 5 seconds, for 5, for 4, for 3, nice flat line with the body, for 2, and for 1. Lower those knees down. And now we're going to come up into our plank and hold. Now you've got 2 options here. I'm going to demonstrate the easier option. We're going to hold in plank and tap alternating knees down to the mat. Option 2, the slightly more challenging option, is to add some leg lifts from your plank. So you're going to lift your right leg and then lift your left leg. So get into starting position, into your plank, and either tapping knees or lifting alternating legs. Creating that nice flat line with the body, lifting the legs up with a pointed toe. We've got 5, lift abdominal wall, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees down to the mat. Nice work. Now from here, we're gonna come back up into our plank, either your low plank on your forearms or your high plank on your palms. And we're going to bring alternating knee in toward the chest. So lift your abdominal wall, bring the right knee in, step back, left knee in, step back. Good. We've got 10, 9, lift those abs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees down to the mat. Amazing work. Take the knees nice and wide and push back into child's pose. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Take a moment here to regulate the breath. Drawing nice deep inhales and slow controlled exhales. Amazing. Now we're gonna come back into our all fours position. Knees are below the hips, but we're gonna walk the hands out just a little bit further in front of the shoulders, keeping the wrists, the elbows, and the shoulders aligned. We're now gonna go into some alternating forearm taps. So I'm gonna lower the right forearm and lift, lower the left forearm and lift. So we'll start off slow. Weight comes into the heels of the hands as you lift up into a straight arm. Good. Keep it controlled. Focus your mind and your attention on the backs of the arms doing the work here. Good. Now, when you have that control, you can pick up the pace. Good. Barely tapping one forearm down before switching sides. Weight stays in the heels of those hands. Backs of the arms are working here. Gaze stays down on the mat. Abs are engaged. Good work. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. We're gonna hold with both arms bent, forearms, elbows just hovering off the mat. Hold, hold, hold. Weight is in the heels of the hands for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Straighten those arms. Nice work. Now we're gonna turn the fingertips in so that our elbows are splayed out to the side as we go into this variation of a push-up. So the fingers turned slightly in. We're gonna lower the chest between those hands and then lift. Neck is long here. Lower and lift. Again, pushing up through the heels of those hands, working into the chest here. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Keep that spine in neutral, don't let it arch. We're gonna lower and lift with control. We've got 7, 6. Good, lower right down and then push all the way up. For 4, and 3, good work. Last 2, and final 1, push up and bring yourself into a kneeling position. Let's take another shoulder roll, lengthening through those fingertips. For 3, and 2, melting away tension as we roll those shoulders down and back. Nice work. We're now gonna get into position for our abdominal work. So I'd like you to bring your feet forward and lower out down to the mat, 1 vertebra at a time. When you touch down, I'd like you to keep your legs bent. Legs are hip distance apart here. Head, neck, and shoulders are down on the mat, and we're bringing our hands into a prayer position overhead. From here, we're gonna move into some crunches. So we're going to come up, lift, lower, just hover, and lift, bringing the palms between the legs. Then we're gonna come over to the right. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Then back to center, lift, lower, lift, lower. Then over to the left. Lift, lower, lift, and lower. Back to center. Nice work. Resting the head on top of the shoulders over to the right. Every time you curl and crunch up, coming back to the center between each side. Good, now over to the left. Breathe out to cross over. Really flatten your abdominal wall down to the mat with every crunch. Good, really challenge yourself by, as you're crossing over to the right, picking that left shoulder up off the mat. Good, and as you cross over to the left, really picking that right shoulder up off the mat. Nice, last set. And lower it down. Amazing work. Now, from here, we're gonna come up on our forearms. So we want our elbows to be below our shoulders. Forearms are parallel. Palms are pressing down onto the floor. Forearms are pressing down onto the floor. Now, for these next few exercises, we never want to be sort of slumping like so. We always want to be pushing ourselves up through the elbows, keeping the chest nice and open. So we're going to bring the legs into a tabletop position. Spine is long, chest is open, and we're going to start pedaling forwards with the legs. Belly is plugged in, legs are long, toes are pointed. Good. Inhaling and exhaling, contracting that core in toward the spine as we slowly pedal out those legs. Good. We've got 3 and 2 and 1 and hold. Now we're going to reverse direction of that pedaling. Make sure you haven't slumped here. You're still lifted through that chest, and start pedaling backwards. Good. Really lengthen through those toes. Nicely done. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring both legs down together on the mat. Nice work. From here, we're going to go into some frog leg extensions. So really elevate it up through that chest, pushing weight up through the elbows, bringing the knees into a bent position. We are squeezing the legs together. Now from here, we're going to separate the knees so that just the inside of the feet are connected, and we're going to extend, squeezing the legs together. So we bring it in, widening the knees, and extend, squeezing legs together, pointing toes. Inhale and exhale to extend. Inhale and exhale. Good work. In through the nose, breathe out through the mouth as you tighten that core and squeeze those legs together. Nice work. We've got 5, 4, you can do it. 3, 2, and on our last one, we're gonna hold, and now we're gonna flutter the legs. Really lift that chest, plug belly in. Breathing deeply. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold and relax it down. Nice work. Now from here, we're gonna move into some in and outs. So we're gonna turn those fingers so that they're pointing the toes, pointing toward the toes. We're gonna bring the knees in. We're gonna bend the elbows as we extend the legs out, and then straighten the arms slightly as we bring knees in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now, you really want to be pulling the navel in toward the spine as you bring those knees in toward the chest. Full extension with those legs, and then crunch it in. We've got 5, 4. A nice stretch is coming up after this, so keep going. And last one. Extend legs out and lower them down. Lift your arms up and fold over your lower body. Enjoying a nice deep back body stretch, regulating the breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Fold a little bit more deeply into your stretch, feeling it run all the way up the backs of the legs and all the way through the spine. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Elevate up. Turn your fingertips toward your toes, or you can splay your hands out to the side like so to move into our back extension. Pulling the shoulders back, opening through the chest for 3, for 2, and for 1. Amazing work. Now, we're gonna come over onto our side so we can focus on those glutes and thighs and hips. So again, we're gonna be up on our forearm. We want our forearm parallel with the top of the mat, and the elbow is below the shoulder. From here, I'm gonna bend the knees and glue the legs together. So our hips are stacked, knees are stacked, ankles are stacked, toes are pointed. We're gonna go into some clams here. So you're lifting and lowering that top leg without letting that top hip roll back. Make sure that your legs line up every time you lower them down, keeping them perfectly parallel. Good. Now really focus on squeezing that side booty as you lift that leg. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. Really plug your navel in. Keep that lower oblique really switched on. Nice work. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're just gonna lift the lower part of that top leg, and we're gonna lift the knee, lower, and extend the leg out long. So we're lifting the knee, lowering the knee, extending. Good. Lift, lower, extend. Nice work. Keeping that chest nice and open. Ooh, it's really burning in those glutes now. Those hip muscles are working hard. Thighs are working here. Good work. Keep it up. Really nice and controlled. No need to rush this movement. Again, making sure that top hip stays stacked right on top of the lower hip at all times. Good. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Now, from here, we're going to move into a different position. We're going to keep working that top leg. So I'm going to lower my opposite side forearm down to the mat, keeping this right arm, the same arm as my working leg, the same side as my working leg, moderately straight. Now from here, I'm going to extend the leg out on a diagonal. Plug the belly in. From here, we're going to lift the leg, bend the knee, straighten the leg, and lower. Lift, bend, straighten, and lower. Out on that diagonal. Good. Lift, bend, lengthen, and lower. So we're keeping the toes pointed as we move through this exercise. Really nice lift and extension between each bend. Shoulders are relaxed, down away from your ears. Neck is super long here. Nice work. We've got 5 and 4. Contract the hamstring as you bring the heel toward the bum. And 2. And last 1, and hold. Now from here, really lengthen through the spine. Make sure that leg is still out in a diagonal, and pulse. Little controlled pulses. Up with that leg, working that side booty. You can do it. Keep that leg elevated. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Come into a plank and then fold that working leg under the body, coming into pigeon pose. So let's stretch that side that we just worked. Back leg is straight behind you, shoulders are down away from your ears. Breathing deeply here. For 5, for 4, for 3, and 2, and 1. Nice work. You can straighten both legs, lower your hip down to the mat, and make your way over onto the other side. So, oh no, we were up on our forearm like this. So we want that forearm parallel with the top of the mat. Elbow is below the shoulder, neck is nice and long, and chest is open. Hips stacked, shins stacked, feet glued together. Bend the knees in, and then move into that clam. Good. Keeping the inside of the feet glued together. Those heels are pressing into each other as we lift and lower that top leg. Nice work. Nice and controlled. Don't let that top hip roll back. And remember to engage those glutes as you lift and lower. Good. You can have your hand here for feedback to make sure that you are really engaging the right muscles, or you can have it down on the mat for more support, whatever's more comfortable for you. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Abs are plugged in. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now just lift the lower part of the top leg. We're lifting knee to knee, extend. Lift the knee, lower the knee, extend the leg out long. Toes stay pointed. Really lengthen that leg on the extension. Good. Working into those leg muscles as well as the hips and glutes. Good work. Stay focused on good form and control. Nice work. Good. Lift, lower, extend. We've got 4, 3, glutes are burning, 2, and 1, extend and lower. Nice work. Let's move into our all fours position. And then lower one forearm down to the mat. Extend the leg out on a diagonal, pointing through the toe. Lift, bend, extend, and lower. Lift, bend, extend, and lower. So really make sure that your spine is long here, your neck is relaxed, and you're contracting those hamstrings as you bring the heel to the bum. Good. Lift, bend, extend, and lower. Good. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Focusing on those working muscles. Really extend and straighten that leg before tapping it down to the floor. Good. We've got 5 and 4. Challenge yourself by lifting that leg as high as you can. For 2, and last 1, and we're holding here. Extend the spine and pulse up. Good work. Keep that leg elevated. Lift it a bit higher if you can. This is our final challenge. Make it count. Point hard through those toes. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Come into a plank and then fold the working leg under the body. Breathing deeply. Make sure that back leg is straight. Regulate that breath. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Let's bring ourselves into a cross-legged position, and we're going to roll out those shoulders. So let's lift the shoulders up by the ears. Inhale, and exhale, roll them down and back. Let's take 3 more. Really exaggerate the movement. Bring those shoulders right up by the ears and then melt them down and back. For 2, And final one. And we are done. I hope you enjoyed that total body routine, and I look very much forward to working out with you again next time.